country. Where is it? It's in your man cave. Your home. Your car. Your local bar. Your city. State. It's across the world. It's in your heart. And it's here. The Bears Country Podcast.
One would think that I would be exhausted from technically a 4-day marathon because we did a show on Wednesday night. But there was one person that I was very unhappy with not talking to, and that was you, Chris. We tried to get you on the show, but when there's so many people on, the connection is just terrible coming, from across the seas like that. I don't even know how you guys do it with Barfly Tailgate, but I wanted to watch Barfly Tailgate today, and you weren't on, and I was going to get some stuff done, and I thought, well, shit, I want to talk to you. So I've been dying to talk to you all week, and Chris, man, it's good to see you again. I love hearing your voice. I love seeing your face. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, mate. I'm doing absolutely great, Dan. And it's always a special occasion when me and you get a chance to speak. And I thought you'd absolutely be completely bared out by now with your 4-night marathon. And I'll have to say that everybody on the show did a great job. And you did a great job, Dan, of what I've seen. And just a bit of a mix-up today with the Barfly Tailgate show. Just a mix-up with times, that's all. And we might be doing a show next Sunday, but we're definitely doing a special interview with KB's cousin Andrew Billing. That should be coming up soon. So if we don't do anything next Sunday, that'll probably be the next sort of show we do. But yeah, it's just always a blast to talk to you, Dan. You're one of my Clash you as one of my good mates now, and we always have a good crack. So, I'm glad you asked me to jump on today with you.
Man, we become friends, man. I started the GoFundMe for you because I really, really want to see you make it to Chicago to see a Bears game. And
yes.
Man, it would be so amazing to come there and hang out with you. Chris, we have raised over $500 now. So
absolutely amazing.
We've got a little bit of time left, I think. Once the schedule comes out, then it will get important because I'm going to try to arrange those tickets. So we'll need to get that kind of all figured out. And of course we want to arrange that around the barroom event that they're going to do again, so that you can be there, part of the barroom event. I'm sure I will be there as well. And oh yes, Squeegee, we would like your GoFundMe. I have a banner for that. Let's see. Thank you for asking.
I have realised that I think after I sent you the photographs that you used that new advert for me for the GoFundMe, I just found out after I sent you the photos that you could actually touch yourself up on your mobile phone. So I could have actually de-aged myself by about at least 10 years, I was thinking if I'd noticed that that thing on my phone before I sent you the pictures. But I'm all about real life, mate. I don't like to lie to the public, you know what I mean? So they see what they see. They see the time battering on my face.
Yeah, man. It's I should probably, that's like one of the only pictures I had of you at that time.
Yeah.
I should have asked you for a better one.
I don't matter, mate. It don't matter. It don't get any better, regardless of how many pictures you take of it.
When you came on,
there's no improvement on this, mate.
When you came on the screen the other night and you were frozen, it was absolutely hilarious. Here you go, Squeegee. When you came on the show and you were frozen, you were like you had this this look on your face, and I tried to get a screenshot of it, and then it went away, and you unfroze, and then when you tried to come back again, you had the same look. Then I tried to get that screenshot, and then you unfroze again, and I was like, "Damn it!"
Oh, what sort of look was it though, Dan? Was it a look of complete confusion as usual?
You look like you were looking at a device you had never seen before.
Yeah, that's like me when I get up every morning, mate. Whoa, what the bloody hell's that? Whoa.
You kind of looked like this. This would be the version of you. Oh man, that was Triple R. Did you see that Triple R?
Oh
the other night?
man.
Oh man.
What a trooper Triple R is to video from his hospital bed. That were amazing.
That was classic. That was, I mean, what a trooper, man. What a trooper. You can see, look at the the thing that's in his nose, like the stint. Let me see if I can zoom into that. Look at the stint thing that's inside of his nose right there.
Oh yeah, wow.
Man. And then he said the next day it just like it came out into his mouth. Ugh.
Oh god.
And he was hanging out on BCP with us, man.
I saw him. Yeah, that reminds me. I had my jaw broken, and it just reminds me of after I had the operation to repair my jaw. I woke up and I was in this like hospital unit with people with facial injuries, and I looked around. One guy like had his nose at the other side of his face. One guy, it was like being like, you know, like in a hospital unit of World War I or something. I just looked around coming out of that, you know, the gas now, like, where the fuck am I? I mean, like the country, you know, the room of the weird creatures or something, or what? Everybody's face were all over the place.
That's awful, man. I would have thrown up. We've got.
I did.
Chris, let's say hi to the guys in chat here. We got Squeegee in here. He's asking for the GoFundMe, so it looks like he's gonna.
Cheers, Squeegee.
Mr. Mayhem's in the show. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Mayhem, on your Sunday.
Yep, thank you, mate.
Squeegee's saying, make sure you go see the beaver exhibit at the museum. Then you can say you got to see some beaver when you visited. But you know what? I can probably pull up. I think while we're doing the show, while you take a moment to talk, I could probably find the picture of your frozen face and make a screenshot of it. Let me see if I can do that. I'll work on that. King Buka World, thanks for joining us, man. This show is dedicated.
Cheers,
this show is dedicated to Chris Watts. We tried to have him on the show and just wasn't working. The best way to do this is one-on-one with you, buddy. And we're going to be doing something. We're kind of working on something where we're going to review 85 Bears games. And I'm going to try to play 85 Bears games while we talk about it and kind of break down the game in real time. And it's going to be fun. We're looking at like a Saturday or something. So look out for that. It's just a timing thing for now, but just something to fill in the season where you're talking about the actual game, you know, in real time, kind of rewatching it going, holy shit, I forgot about that or this or that, you know, so that should be fun. And I'm sure we're going to get we'll probably get a copyright claim kicked off the air, but we'll try.
Yeah. I'm always involved with something dodgy anyway, Dan. So it don't change my trends at all. But I think that'd be really good. It'd be like, because I mean I've seen all the highlights of the 85 Bears season, but it'd be awesome just to watch it like a bit like a first time fan seeing the game. So it'll be really good, man. And yeah, good to see Triple R, mate. I hope you're recovering well from your surgery, mate. And but yeah, it'll just be a right blast, Dan. Just me and you watching Bears football. It'll be hilarious as well. So yeah, it's just a matter of timing when we can start it. So keep a lookout for that to start, guys.
Yeah, man, that's going to be a lot of fun. So, Chris, well, while I work on this picture, just kind of give us. I would like to know. I know you're not like you're not huge into the draft, and you're not scouting all these players. But overall, the Bears went heavy on defense, right? So there's a lot of things that we can talk about from football perspective, a Bears fan perspective, things that you liked that you saw from this draft. Obviously, you had to like the first pick, right? So talk about that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely love the first pick. He definitely seems like a player which can fit the scheme what they're running as well. I mean, he's absolutely huge. He's athletic, which you definitely need in our scheme because we need offensive linemen who can get downfield and secondary blocks on defensive backs and linebackers. So it definitely looks like he's one of them. And hopefully now that line's looking pretty damn good, man. I'm still worried about the centre position. I'm still not sort of quite sure about what they're planning to do. If they're going to keep with Patrick, who we got from Green Bay, or they're going to move in. Is it Whitehead? They're thinking about moving back to centre. The first pick, mate. I wanted offensive line because we all know that Justin Field got hit far too many times last year. He's never going to develop as a pocket passer, which he really is, until we get like a really good offensive line in front of him who can pass blocks. It looks like they're slowly getting that way, but the set is still sort of bothering me as a position. But the line is definitely in a better position it was before the draft. It's definitely better now than it was before the draft started. So I'm happy. I'm definitely happy with the first pick, mate.
The first pick is key to keeping Justin Fields upright. I know there's a lot of people that were worried about center. We kept looking at center the whole draft, and I think that what we came to the consensus is not everyone was agreeing, but that Dieter Iselin is part of this picture as well. So, it seems like, plus they did pick up some offensive linemen in UDFAs. I have some of them here. I don't have all of them, but these are the ones I had from last night. Anyone that has any more that they can add to the comments, I'll pull up. But I think that the offensive line, in their minds, I think they're happy with it, with the signing of Davis, and then with the tackle that they just got. So I don't know. In polls we trust. That's what we've been saying. PGT. Polls got this shit. What did you think?
Oh, right. I like that. Yeah, I like that, mate.
What did you think about the first pick of day 2? Which was
the Jevon Dexter.
Javon Dexter, yeah.
I mean, I was happy because obviously, last season defensive line were probably one of our weakest groups in the whole team, really. So, anybody who can actually start getting. I mean, I like it when we can get pressure at the middle on the defensive line, not just try to use the ends because it stops the quarterback stepping up into the pocket. So, yeah, I mean, I've heard good things about the guy. I think he's a bit raw. So hopefully the coaching can do a lot for him. But yeah, I mean, I knew, all along before the draft, I was saying we needed to improve both sides of the line, offense and defense. Yeah, I was very happy with that pick. I mean, overall, there's only maybe the linebacker pick which I'm a bit puzzled about. But overall, I'm generally sort of very happy with all the picks they've made.
Yeah, I think that's the consensus for the entire fan base here. I mean, overall, what would you give the grade as a letter grade?
I'd say for the overall draft, I'd give him a B+.
Okay, you're right around there with us. I was at a B.
Yeah,
a couple of us said B+. Somebody said B-. I think Swifty said A+.
All right, cool. But
So,
I mean,
Swifty
the only
doing all his scouting. So if he's saying A+, I'm pretty convinced that this is a good draft.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If Swifty's on it, then it must be looking good because I know the guy spends doing his scouting and his tapes and all that. But the only one thing what did concern me though is when the Bears let the Philadelphia Eagles move up by one spot, and we only got a 4th round for doing that, and they got the defensive line guy from Georgia who fell a bit. And I don't know, I can't remember his name, but I can't. And I was quite sort of surprised that he got a 4th round for that. Jalen Carter.
Yeah. Jalen Carter.
I was quite surprised that he got a 4th round back for letting him go enough. Yeah.
But they did use that pick. No, they didn't. They traded they kept that 4th round pick next year, I think, because they used the 5th round to trade up.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's going to be a career we're all going to be watching now, isn't it? Jalen Carter, because he was sitting right there for us. We traded down one spot. We got our tackle, right? But we're always going to be kind of wondering as Bears fans, what's Jalen Carter going to be doing for the Eagles, you know? Which
I was sorry, Dan. I was just a bit worried that the Lions were going to draft him, but then again, the Lions are doing what they usually do and draft a running back, really high up, and they seem to be doing what they usually do. But yeah, I think he's got into a good situation with Philadelphia because I think they've got a lot of his previous teammates from Georgia playing on that defense. Hopefully, the thing as well is it's sort of the kid's so young that hopefully what he's gone through over this last sort of 2 or 3 months is going to change him into a better person, make him a bit more maybe appreciative of his position, and I hope he has a good career because it all seems to be a bit weird that all this stuff what came out about Jalen Carter came out right before the draft and it had been hidden for 3 or 4 months. So somebody in Georgia does not like that guy at all, or he's pissed somebody off along the way when he were at college. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see his career. But I think he's landed in a really good spot because he's on a winning team, which I think helps. I think if you even players are a bit disruptive, they're on a winning team. At least that seems to sort of iron out them sort of people because they're winning anyway. Basically, it's one less thing for them to moan about.
And they're pairing him up with Jordan Davis, who was on the Georgia defensive line the year before with him, who was, they were battling back and forth for best defensive lineman on that team. And now they have they picked up Georgia's Nolan Smith, so they're going to be playing. So they're like pairing all these Georgia players that he's going to be comfortable around, right? And then he played well with. So that was probably the best situation for him to go to. Sad for us.
I could. Yeah, if he had fallen to us there, Dan, would you have took him? If he'd have fallen to, say, if we stayed at 9 and he fell down to us, would you have took him? Or would you have took an offensive lineman instead?
No. I say sad for us because it could possibly make Philadelphia a powerhouse that we're going to be going against that we might not be able to overcome. Because it's the perfect, probably the only best situation he could have gone to. I think anywhere else he would have had a huge chance of failure, but there I think he has a huge chance for success. I wouldn't have taken him to answer your question.
I agree. Yeah, well, I know you said he needs to have that sort of maybe Chicago Bears character play what they're usually after, especially the ownership. But I think a lot of it was down to that we got a young locker room, so they're trying to build some in Chicago. So why bring in anybody in what's going to cause any ripples when you try to build something from the start? So I can understand why they did it, and we were desperately needing offensive linemen anyway as an upgrade. So I was quite happy with the pick what we made anyway. But yeah, good luck to Jalen Carter, man. Hopefully he's learned through his experience this year and makes him a better man and he continues to be a really good player as long as he don't play well against the Bears.
Right. I will say the Bears are one team that I would have given him a better shot at because of the ownership,
Right.
They might have been able to keep him in check, but I still wouldn't have taken him personally.
Right.
Chris, what show were you on that wasn't working? Was that the first night? Was that draft night 1?
I think it might have been the pre-draft, the night before the draft, and then I tried to come on again on the first night of the draft, and it just wasn't letting me. Well, it just wasn't working. I was getting so much lag, it was ridiculous. We would have still been having the same conversation from Wednesday night now, Dan, if it had stayed on at that show.
When was it the beginning? I can't find it.
I think I can't remember. I'll be honest with you. I think it was sort of maybe maybe an hour in or something like that. But yeah, we definitely tried 2 nights in a row. And it didn't work.
Oh God, because I have got to show you your face, man. At the face, I can't find it. Was it was
That
was
could
it
be.
like, was it the night
That
that
could be
Jordan?
good. I think it was. Yeah, I think I came on before Jordan did. Definitely, I'm sure I did. But literally, I was literally must have been on for about maybe a minute. What very long because of a lag was so bad.
Yeah. Oh well.
You might be doing the public a favour. I'm not showing him that photo.
Man, I really want to find it. I really want to find it. All right, moving on. Let's go into then we drafted cornerback after that. So we stayed defense. So how are you feeling at that point? Now we're going cornerback again. And what did you think that means for Jalen Johnson?
I mean, I knew there was. I had sort of a vibe that they were after a quarterback. I mean, you know that position came up a lot of times in shows that I've watched and what I've been on and stuff like that. So, I was expecting to be quite defensive. I thought in this draft, but I think Jalen Johnson is another guy that's going to compete with him. You know, I think maybe this might impact Kyler Gordon more than Johnson, because it might mean that they might sort of start putting Gordon a bit more in the slots, cover the slot receiver. So yeah, I mean, he sounds like a really quality player. I don't think he's got that many interceptions last year, which I was quite surprised about. But yeah, I'm happy with that pick, mate. Because saying that the end of last year, even when we had all the injuries, the defensive backs played really well. And if we can start, put a little bit more cream at the top, then I'm all for that.
You know, I can pull up let me pull up some clips here of Tyreek Stevenson, just while we're talking about him, because I mean the dude is definitely playing on the outside.
Yeah,
he's definitely playing on the outside. So let's go here. All right. I can only go 8 seconds. Okay, ready? I avoid a copyright claim. Here he is making a tackle. So he plays the run well.
Good.
He plays. I mean, he's a good pass defender. He's quick. He's got speed. This guy's going to be a stud, man. This defense is going to be, our secondary has been completely overhauled. I mean, almost completely overhauled in the last 2 years. And this is the strength of our team with the addition of this guy. I think I went too long on that. Damn it. I was talking. But this is now, seriously, and our linebacker core and our defensive line now. We'll talk about that in a minute, because we drafted 2 interior defensive linemen. This kind of reminds me of the draft where they got Tommy Harris and Tank Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Dan. What you expected them to draft a defensive ender? I was quite surprised they didn't draft a defensive end in the draft. I mean, I think we brought somebody over from Tennessee or Carolina in a trade earlier on, but I thought that would have been a bit more emphasis, unless they're going to try and get one in the free agency. Obviously what's going to start again, but I thought they might try to get a DN in the draft.
I think that they're going after Yannick.
Right. All right. That. Cool.
Because there was speculation that they may have actually had a deal in the works with them and didn't want to announce it until after the draft, so that people would think that they were going for a defensive end. We kind of talked about that.
Well, that makes sense.
That would be amazing.
Makes sense.
That was the case, right?
Yeah, because we are desperate for some DNs, aren't we, really? Because last year's, I mean, I don't know about, I know the guy Robinson who we drafted last year. Yeah. I mean, he had a few good snaps, but I mean, he's probably still classed as a development player. So I just want us to get some studs on that the end again, and especially if his defensive tackles work out, that'd be amazing.
Absolutely. I'm kind of high on the very final pick that they took. The second to last pick, Travis Bell. That defensive tackle too. He's intriguing.
Right.
6'1", 280, and his character is off the charts, man. Off the charts. I should pull up that video of him. Did you see him last night?
I didn't know. So what? Did we actually draft him, or did we get him as an undrafted free agent?
He was the second. He was right here. He was the first pick in the 7th round.
Right.
So let me show you some. We're kind of all over the board right now. We should kind of go down the line here. Tyreek Stevenson, you agree? Excellent. He's playing on the outside. Yeah.
Yep.
Then we go Zach Pickens, defensive tackle again. What'd you think when they did this? Did this remind you of that draft back in the early 2000s?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, I thought, especially I think he's a really fucking big guy as well. But he's got a lot of athletic aspects to him, and he can really move, which seems to be, that you need to be in that defense. I think he's been quite good at pass rushing, but I think really as well they're going to work on his run stopping really in the middle. So yeah, I saw the size of the guy this morning. I was like, yes, another big boy in the middle sounds good to me.
Absolutely, man. It's like let's look at him here.
I think he's like 6'6", nearly 300 pounds. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, he's 6'4", 291.
Wow, big guy.
Gervon Dexter we were all a little bit worried about his first step being a little slow, but this guy might make up for it because I think this guy's playing the 3 tech, whereas Dexter's he's going to play the nose. He'll play the 1.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure something like that could be coached up anyway.
Yeah.
His pass rushing abilities. I'm sure if he's doing some technique, what the coaches are happy about, or that they can teach him some new techniques to get him quicker off the ball. I mean, the thing is, people got to remember that these players aren't the finished article. I mean, they are like the elite of the college game, but they're not the finished article when it comes to the NFL. So I always believe that players can be coached to get better all the time.
Absolutely, man. Very well said. That's all. You're repeating everything we've all said. So,
sorry, man.
You know what you're talking about. That's what I wanted to hear you say. All
I do, Dan, is just watch everybody else's podcast, take notes, and nick all that information.
Oh man. We have a Don Burr sighting in the house here. Did you see that the Detroit traded their DeAndre Swift for a 2025 5th round draft pick?
Really? What? That you were a running back for him, wasn't it? Because I couldn't really understand their. Then again, I'm quite surprised that the Bears took a running back because they've got quite a crowded running back room as it is, but. Yeah, I just don't understand Detroit's drafting logic this year. But then again, I've never really understood their logic anyway. Maybe they're thinking that they've got the basics sorted out and they're just like adding little pieces to get them over the line, sort of thing. But we'll see.
Well, after Don Burr, after the Lions traded Swift for that 5th round pick in 2 years from now, I got a text from Don Burr.
Detroit versus everybody, motherfucker. We just traded DeAndre Swift and feasted those motherfuckers for a 5th rounder. We're going to turn it into a Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer, baby. Hall of Famer in 2025 5th round.
He was completely wrong because it was a 4th round pick, I think. Goes to show you how much he knows about football.
Yeah, I've never quite got done really. I just don't understand I don't understand why he wants to spend so much time on Bears podcast. I know we all say that, but I really don't understand it because last thing I'd want to do is go into like a a Green Bay Packers podcast or a Lions one or a Vikings podcast just to give a bit of shit. But yeah, good on you, Dom. We'll see what it's like at the end of the season, mate.
Well, I mean, you got to give him credit, right?
You do. He's persistent. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Everybody knows who he is, so
that's it, man. He's got a name.
He's saying he said Detroit's getting rave reviews. Mickey, thanks for joining us. Mickey's saying Jervon's slow first step was partly by design at Florida as he was asked to mirror. Well said, Mickey.
Cheers, Mickey. We didn't know that, so that's great to know, mate.
Mickey, I think that you emailed me many, many, many moons ago to join the show. And I think I reached back out to you when I kind of came back from the barroom over to here. So you're welcome to join the show anytime if you would like. You have my email. I think we're going to be doing Thursdays now. So let us know if you'd like to join this show sometime. And if you don't have the email, I can give it to you right here. This includes you, Don. I honestly would not be a dick to you if you came on the show. I'd like to talk football with you, man.
Yeah.
And I'm serious about that.
I mean, a bit same, Dan. I mean, I would be a dick to him as well because that's one of the things that always, when I was younger, always put me off. English football, soccer, because it's so sort of like, especially when I was younger in the 80s, there was so much like football violence, hooliganism that I just hated it, and I always never understood it as well. You know what I mean? It's not really in my makeup to be like that. So yeah, if I spoke to Don, I'd love to speak to Don, man. You know what I mean? I just don't get him. That's probably why I want to speak to him.
He likes when you says mate. I love when you say mate.
Mate.
I love it.
Well, I'd have to say, Dan, that your attempt of a fucking Yorkshire accent again started off a bit like that, San. Oi, San, all right, fuck off, wanker. You were a bit like that, San. You're a bit like a Cockney Londoner. And then it turned into some sort of weird pirate, like, at the end.
Hold on. I have it for you.
Yeah. That's right, mate. You done one pissed me off. I'm giving you a proper beating.
Very well beating, mate.
All right, listen, let's listen to it again.
Yeah. That's right, mate. You done one pissed me off. I'm giving you a proper beating.
Don't pick me off, mate. You sound as good as what would he call now? The actor who was in Mary Poppins who played the chimney sweep, the American actor Dick Van Dyke. Is it Dick Van Dyke? His accent's about as good as yours, mate. You'll be all right as a Cockney. You sound like a Cockney Londoner, so I'll give you that. But you don't sound anything remote like an Northerner at all. I think our accent's quite flat, you see. But I like all this. Dan, I'm gonna hit you, San.
So wait, give me your best. Redo that for me so I can have the audio. So I want you to go. So I'll play it for you, and then I want you to repeat it. Okay. So including the yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna play it for you, and then repeat it so I can have the recording and I can redo it.
What do you want to redo it? I'm gonna beat you up, mate. What do you want me to do in my normal accent, or?
No, I want you to do it just like you're kicking this guy's ass, but just repeat exactly this. Let me play it one more time for you.
Go on.
Yeah. That's right, mate. You done one pissed me off. I'm giving you a proper beating.
All right, go.
Right. Wow. That's all right, mate. You proper pissed me off. I'm going to give you a right beating.
Nice. So you would have said it completely fucking different.
Yeah. We're a lot more monotone, I think, up north than down south. But yeah, you sound like you're like in some sort of a fucking period drama from like 20 years ago. Do something about the London suburbs of 1918 when everybody's living in squalor.
You're the one accent. Like, I'm pretty good at doing accents. Like my wife loves when I talk like in a French accent. I'll be walking around the house just talk like oui. Can you open the fridge for me? You know, but I just can't do your fucking accent. I don't know what it is.
Well, I don't know, Dad. I mean, I really can't do your accent as well, man.
So you got to do the man. So man, so work on
Man,
your vowels, man. So go say vowel man.
vowel man.
There you go.
So hey man, hey damn man. Yeah, that's right because both Lynn does the same thing as well. She'll go man. So yeah, hey damn man, how you doing, buddy?
Dan the man. Yeah. but instead of buddy, you got to say buddy.
Buddy.
Buddy. Instead of
Bu-
buddy.
All right, birdie.
Buddy.
Buddy.
So repeat after me. Vowel.
Vowel.
Mm-hmm. Man. Dog. Buddy. Those are your 4 words to work on to try to repeat my accent.
Repeat your accent, Dad. No problem, man.
Now, what are my 4 words that you can give me that I can work on to try to repeat your accent?
Oh God. God, I just can't think. Probably the best way is to probably give you like some Yorkshire slang, so it'd be like, "Hey up," that's like hello. Hey up, love. A tell thee. That's a really old Yorkshire accent. Tell me's like I tell you, so it's tell thee's you. So tell thee. That's it. You're getting it done now. You're getting it straight away. Just go a bit deeper, I think.
Tell thee.
So yeah. So hey up, lass. Tell thee.
Tell thee.
That's it. What else? I'm trying to think of anything else particularly Yorkshire-ish. Off to pub.
Pub.
Yeah, off to pub. We that's why we sound a bit stupid because we seem to like say things in the most basic way possible up here. But off to pub, off for a fight, and then a curry.
Off to pub, off for a fight, and then a curry.
Yeah.
It's good. I have to figure out how you hold your mouth when you talk.
Yeah, you got really posh again, Dad. Just think of the most common sounding accent you can, and then you'll probably get to like halfway between a Yorkshire accent.
Because I love when you're trying to repeat my words like vowel. You open your mouth. You're like vowel.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm trying to repeat yours. I'm like trying to hold my mouth like this.
Yeah. All I have to do is go sure. Are you sure?
Are you sure? For me, it'd be like, are you sure?
Yeah. Are you sure?
All right, man. We have some people in here. Leo, thanks for joining us, man.
Really? This is what me and Dan do all the time when we're speaking to each other. Just to speak, and this is sort of conversations what we have. So just try and keep up with us, man.
Yeah, that's why it's the best thing to do, and I'm gonna keep repeating this, is to do a show just with you, because
yes,
there's proper time to laugh for the lag, mate.
Oh yeah, go down, up mate, go. Instead of going up, mate, go up, mate.
Go up, mate, like that.
That's it. You get it, yeah, man. You getting it.
There's proper time for the lag, mate. Is that it? There's proper time for the lag, mate.
Proper. So it's sort of like proper time. That's how it is. We sort of don't really say things fully, I don't think.
Proper time for the lag. That's what
time.
it is. Proper time for the lag, mate.
Proper time, man. Proper time. Yeah.
Everyone wants to know what you
so
got.
So now you can walk around. Sorry, Dan, go on.
No, say it.
No, I've just got images now of you boring Kitty's head off and you going walking around the house trying to do my accent.
No, she's going to be smacking me in the back of the head all the time.
Yeah. Kitty's going, can you just go back to the French accent or whatever? Hey up, love. Just say hey up, love. You can't get any more Yorkshire than that. Hey up, love. That's very Yorkshire.
She'll just keep telling me, you just can't do it. Just give it up. And I'd be like, no, I'm going to get this. Be like, no, please don't.
And if you are going to do this, can you do it outside and maybe do it to the dogs instead?
Do it to the dogs when I'm gone.
Yeah, please. Shut the fuck up, Dan.
So there's a lot of people that want to know what you think of Roschon Johnson, the running back that we got from Texas.
I'm excited about the kid, man. This is a pick I was quite surprised about. I know he had to play a lot behind the guy who got picked by the Falcons. But yeah, I mean, I think it sounds like a bit like a David Montgomery with a bit more speed to me. So yeah, I'm very excited. But I was quite surprised that the drafted a running back that high, really, because we sort of got the guy from Carolina who did really well after McCaffrey went to the 49ers. To 49ers, that's for the Yorkshire. To 49ers, and yeah, I mean, we've got quite a full running back room already. So I know it's more competition, but I think they were just worried that maybe they haven't got a guy who can put his shoulder down, but also has a breakaway speed. Because I think basically they really wanted to sign David Montgomery again. I don't know. What happened? Why? I don't know if it was money or whatever, but I think they've got like another David Montgomery with a bit more speed.
I got to be honest. I don't know what to think yet.
I was very surprised.
Yeah, I think because the eye was so heavily on Bijan Robinson that I just never even gave this guy any thought whatsoever. I was really high on Abanikanda. I was really high on Tajay Spears until I found out he didn't have an ACL in one of his knees.
Wow.
Leo Factor saying that Roschon is the second graded best pass blocking running back in the draft, which is huge. So
it is.
Yeah, I'm becoming more and more sold on him by the second with, Leo Factor and other people like that saying stuff like this. He's a good catching back. There was a really nice highlight that I saw of him doing a really nice like turnaround one-handed catch out of the backfield, and then just turned around and blasted through a guy and all the way down the left sideline. So traits like that are nice.
I mean the emphasis on being a good pass blocker really excites me, because a lot of running backs these days just don't like doing it. And when I played running back, I used to love it. I mean, obviously, when I played, you could chop block people. So I used to love it when you used to get like a big defensive end coming towards me, and I could just absolutely leveling him by taking his knees out. But I used to love pass blocking as much as I used to do all the rest of the game. So I'm glad that we've got somebody who can do that, because I know Herbert's not a very good pass blocker. I'm not too sure about the guy out of Carolina we've got, but yeah, I mean, he sounds to me like the sort of he's there to replace David Montgomery's role. That's what it feels like to me.
Right here, I think that he's going to fit this running scheme fabulously, and that's why they chose him, because the zone running scheme that we run, and he's going to just hit that hole. Once he gets through that first line of defense, he's a bruiser. He's feisty. A lot of times you have running backs like this where they're the second back on their college team, and they come out and they're the better back in the NFL. Happens a lot. So, I mean, everyone is really they're turning me on to the guy. I'm starting to like the idea of him. At first, I thought, like you thought, a little high. Took a while for another running back to go. And Abanikanda was the next one, but it was like the next round. And I don't know. People were saying that Abanikanda, I think J2K was saying that his knock was he didn't have good vision, Abanikanda.
Right.
So this guy's more of a bruiser. Samo yesterday was saying that he clocked the fastest. He was like the fastest timed. He reached 22 miles per hour in a game, and that's the fastest of any college player last year.
Well, that's good to know, because that's really good to know, because that would have one of the put downs of David Montgomery. I didn't have that breakaway speed, which I sort of half argued against, really, because the thing what David Montgomery had is that he might not have had that lightning speed, but he made up for it with other aspects of how he ran the ball. It's not all about just being a sprinter playing running back. It's about, getting your pad level down and taking on people and manning up and staying in bounds sometimes, got that extra yard. So yeah, I mean that's really good if he's got that pace in him as well, and he likes a bit of contact. That's what you want from a running back in my eyes.
I posed this question yesterday, and nobody really answered it because there were so many people. We just kind of moved on to something else. But I'd like to know what your thoughts are on this question. The 40-yard dash. I think that a lot of it's actually don't think it's true. The hardest part of the 40-yard dash is when you have to get down in that perfect stance, right? Then you're holding yourself and you're almost shaking because you're trying to get so perfect, because if you fuck that up, you have to restart it. Well, that burst from there to when you get out of that stance, that initial burst is so critical to your 40 time that by the time you reach the 40, if you could have just had 10 more yards, you would have been the fastest guy in the draft, right? But it ended at the 40. So the people that are able to get off the line that quick are the ones that are, in addition, they can add to the speed, and then they're the fastest guy in the draft, right? So I posed the question, if you had an extra 10 yards, if you did like 3 versions of the 40, one do like a 50-yard dash, and then the other would be just having them line up in a wide receiver stance and run the 40 from there, just to see how they run the 40 from a wide receiver stance, right? What do you think about that? Like, do you think that people can actually gain speed past the 40-yard dash, is what I'm saying, to be faster than maybe the guy that was the fastest?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, Dan, because when I used to do athletics at school, and I was like one of the fastest in our year at school. Like when at school, it's the fastest at school and stuff like that. But I was one of the fastest in my age group. I must admit, I used to, that like the middle of the 100 meters is when I used to really sort of take over the race, really. But I suppose regarding the 40-yard dash I'm doing at the moment, you can tell they've all been coached about how to start, like make a sprinter start where you're supposed to stay low with your head and drive your arms and then gradually go up. But I like the idea of them being a bit more like a game situation 40-yard dash, like you're saying about having a wide receiver actually lining up as a wide receiver, and maybe you could do something similar for the running backs and other positions. To me, the combine, it's just about really showing you, can people take the pressure of that day of producing on that day rather than the actual physical traits, because by that time everybody knows what sort of player you are. Everybody knows your physical traits, but I think a lot of the combine seems to be is about emphasizing like the pressure of actually producing a performance when you're asked to do it in front of important people and in a stressful situation. I'd always go more. I think Greg Gabriel's talked about this. Like you're still going to go back to game video and how they played throughout a season rather than just how to perform at certain aspects of the combine. So I understand why they do it, but I'd like to see a bit more sort of games scenarios when they do some of these drills, because all you have to do is just practice them drills all the time, don't you? Until you're going up to the draft, up to the combine. Sorry, so they're not. It's not sort of natural, really. But I understand the ethos behind it. But I would like to see a bit more sort of a bit more sort of game emphasis on some of the drills rather than it just being just like a drill. Don't really well. They all mean something, but I think I'm absolutely just rambling, so I will stop right now because I'm just going in circles.
No, man, this is you and I talking. That's why we're doing this. When I see you on the Barfly Tailgate show, you're just like this.
Well, you see, but the thing is, like it's because it's been a draft, you see, and once you get like Jordan going, you just got to let the guy go. Yeah, because I learned from doing shows with people like Jordan. Because I've always said I don't really follow college football, so it's my chance to actually learn about the players that are coming through to the draft. But yeah, I mean that's how I look all the time. Anyway, sort of quite miserable or look like I've just hit somebody or somebody.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, we had Jordan on the Draftsmiths Eve show, and I just I let him go too. That's just what he does, So that's why you have him on the show, to let him go. You know he's going to do that, So
That's
I
right.
get it. It's also hard to talk with that many people on a show, that's why I like to one-on-one with you when I like to let you go, because the more that you talk, the little easier it gets for everybody to understand once you've formed a few sentences,
About
People
what I'm
start
saying.
Yeah, well, people start to understand your accent. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That's how I've
No,
learned.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest. The first time I heard you talk, I was like, I can't understand anything he's saying. And you've seen people say that.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Dan. I mean, I've only half really understood what you've been on about since I met you.
touche. But seriously, I like letting you talk because I like hearing what you have to say, and the more that you kind of get on a roll, it does become easier for you to understand, for anybody to understand.
Cool.
And we all love your accent.
Yeah, I mean, I love doing the Barfly show because I love the guys I'm on the show with, and I mean, my time really is when the season's kicked off, and we can, when we're reviewing games. That's what I like to do. I'm not. I know, obviously, I wanted the Bears to draft as well as I can, but I just don't get that massively excited about the whole draft procedure. To be honest with you, maybe I would do if I watch more college football because I know the players, but the whole process, and also as well is how many times can you talk about the same thing over and over again and make it sound interesting to people? And also as well, when it's a draft, it's a lot more to do with people's opinions rather than actual facts. Like when you're reviewing a game, you're actually reviewing things that have actually happened. So that happened, and where with the draft, it's all down to what your opinion is on a certain player. So I wouldn't say I'm an expert enough at all to call myself anything to do with the draft as an expert. I understand how it all works, and I understand the trading element. It's just because I don't follow college football really, and I'm just a Bears fan, and I just love watching the Bears play, and that's my sort of side of it anyway.
I'm right there with you. I mean, I don't watch college football either, but this is the least. I will say this is the least prepared I've ever been for a draft. To be honest with you,
right,
because,
all right.
because of doing this, when you're trying to do a job, I'm working, and then you're trying to set this stuff up, prepare for this. Not only that, but coming back from the Barham onto my own channel, kind of redoing some production stuff for it, and it's like, wow, I feel like I was the least prepared I've ever been for a draft for this one because of running the channel when I thought I would be more prepared, So I'm right there with you on that. It's fun just to sit back, like we did all week, all through the draft, and then listen to what everybody else had to say about it, because then I can start to get excited about some of these players. I'm pulling up clips and we're looking at them, and we can, that's when it gets fun. You see what you have now, and you find everything that you can on them, and you try to learn as much as you can about what you have on tape so far. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very much the same, Dan. I mean, that's why I love doing shows though with people like Jordan. He's sort of, I always learn so much, and I'm watching like Draft on Tap on the Barham Network, and and also what you guys did over this last sort of week on BCP. So yeah, I just find that all a learning experience because I'm a lazy man, as you know, Dan. So I'm not going to sit there for hours going through college football about a defensive tackle from some weird state somewhere near New Mexico. I'm a lazy man. So I need these podcasts and all you people to give me the information for me to steal and then making my own little words.
You're so lazy that sitting in a chair being lazy, just looking at stuff is too lazy.
It's too late.
There's too much work.
It's too much of a commitment. That's why. Yeah, that's far too much of a commitment, Dan. For God's sake, man.
You know how fucking lazy I am. I'm so lazy I can't even sit in a chair and be lazy and look at this. It's just too much work.
Yeah, it's just too much work, Dan. It's just too much work, sitting here and scrolling through videos on YouTube. That's far too much work, mate. What I usually do is like this morning I was up quite early, so I would do I always do like a little bit of a little bit of researching, and I'll go through different podcasts, and so it I turn it to a show without knowing anything, but I'm not really into analytics. I'm not an analytics sort of guy. That don't really interest me at all. So that's probably why the draft. I'm not saying it's my least favorite part of the NFL sort of year, but it's not one of my favorites, to be honest with you. My favorite is that first game kickoff time where it's a new season, everything's fresh. You know what I mean? It's turning to autumn. It's you've got like 4 months of football to look forward to, and that's my time. So yeah, I'm a very, very lazy man.
But even what you just said seemed like a lot of work. But and then I pull out my notebook. Shit, now you're writing stuff down. I mean, geez, that's
yeah, man. I mean, even as I was talking, even when I was speaking to you, Dad, I was thinking, this is too much effort. This is too much effort to say all these words.
I don't know how you wrote all that shit down with as lazy as you are.
It took, that was that's out of fear of going onto a show not knowing anything at all.
That's perfectly fine, man. That's why it's like we talked about just doing a show about nothing, just hanging out and talking, because it's just fun to talk.
That idea all stems from. Sorry, Dan.
No, it stems from finish.
I mean, that all stems from watching Seinfeld for years, where Seinfeld and George have to pitch a comedy idea to the networks, and George goes, "It's a show about nothing. What do you do today?" And the guy goes, "Well, I got up, come to work." He went, "That's a show." And he's like, looking at it, he goes, "Because it's on TV. People will watch anything on TV. So it's a show about nothing." But a show about nothing's about everything in some way. So depends which way your point of view is.
Well, you'll have to come on the Pontificators podcast that I created now, based on all the pontificating I've done, and talk about nothing on that show. Because we get off into
definitely
we get off into pontificating subjects about nothing and about the Bears, and then it's like, well, I just decided, fuck it, I'm just going to make a pontificating show about nothing. So you have to come join on that show. It's on YouTube. I just started it.
Definitely, mate. Because no, I remember you saying I've been meaning to watch it, but that's definitely my sort of vibe show where you can just, I just love it when conversations just take you to a different place from where you first started. That's what I really love. And if you got a good set of people who are all sort of, open-minded and up for a bit of a laugh and stuff, then I'm all up for that, mate. So yeah, let us know when you got a spare place for me, and I'll do a bit of pontificating with you.
Love that. Love it. I wanted to put on something here that Leo Factor says. Back to football. Roshan runs like Isaiah Pacheco from the Chiefs, and from the Chiefs, where he's going to put his pads down and fight for yards more than try to be elusive. Roshan is 6'2". He has size, and let's not forget too that you also pointed out earlier that he's this fucking fantastic blocking back. So that's very similar to Isaiah Pacheco too. I mean, he had some excellent Walter Payton-like blocks last year for Mahomes. So that's an excellent point, man. Leo has been basically our draft analysis from chat the last several days, giving us all the information.
Oh, Leo's great.
Great help to the channel. Thank you, Leo, man. Appreciate you so much. He says this staff had Titman, JMS, Oluwatami, and decided not to draft them. They must believe in Lucas, Patrick, Whitehair, and let's not forget about Kramer, hoping they made the right move. And let's not forget about Dieter Iselin too. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about what? I don't think anybody really has talked about Dieter in chat. What do you guys think about Dieter for center being in the rotation or being a part of the rotation if there's an injury? And do you think that could have been some of the reason too, along with Kramer that they
could
didn't?
Be, yeah. I mean, is Kramer the centre what we drafted last year from Illinois? Did we draft the centre from Illinois last year?
Yeah.
Is that the guy?
Yeah, Doug Kramer.
Yeah. But he never started did he? Was he on special teams or anything like that, or was he just on the practice squad?
He had a season-ending injury in training camp, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, fucking hell.
And then Squeegee says that Roshan Johnson is he's also a 3-down back. Herbert's going to be on waivers soon. That could be. That could be.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
If there's the odd back out, I'd have to say for now it's definitely the dude that they drafted last year. Fuck, his name's
Ebner.
gone. Thank you, Tristan Ebner. I can't see that guy making the team. We only took one back.
I feel for that guy a bit because I never feel like he really for me, it looked like he really needed like a whole series. But like they used to just put him in for like, maybe the odd couple of plays, running plays like in a half. And for a running back, really, it's like you want to get into like a bit of a, I don't know, you just need a few carries just to get you at the feel of the game, you know what I mean? And the feel of the opposition. It's hard to do when you just get a carry in one quarter and then you got to wait until the second half to get your next sort of workload. So, I just don't forget that sort of consistency in carries. But, I mean, he was supposed to be like quite a speedy sort of scat back, wasn't he, coming out of college? And he just seemed to be a bit flat-footed to me. I don't know if it was like the scheme didn't fit his running style or anything like that. But, I mean, I could see him being a bit of a cut casualty over the next sort of 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Let's talk about the next pick here. Getting your thoughts on these guys. We have Tyler Scott, the wide receiver from Cincinnati.
I'm very happy with this pick because he's a bit of a burner. I've been reading had a bit of a read about him today, and I think he's one of these guys what can stretch the field. And looking at DJ Moore, looking at all the guys, I wouldn't say we've got strictly an out and out speed guy. So I think this could be like a really good pick for us. And yet again, it's all about adding competition to that group because that group last year were absolutely terrible, the wide receiver group. And if you could just bring some sort of difference to the group, because Claypool's a big guy, then you got Mooney. I reckon Mooney might get like shoved into a bit more of a slot position next season if we get like some bigger outside guys who've got pace with Claypool and maybe this guy and DJ Moore. So I think DJ Moore's definitely going to be our number one, and then it'll be let the rest fight out for the rest of the wide receiver positions for next season.
Yeah, there's somebody made a comp in chat yesterday to Willie Gault. They comped him to Willie Gault.
Wow.
And we looked at the height and weight, and it's very similar. This guy is 5'11", $177, and Willie Gault was 6 foot 181. So they're almost.
Is he as fast as Willie Gault though? Because Willie Gault were.
This guy ran 4.4.
Because Willie Gault were an absolute burner.
Yes, he was. And if that guy wasn't underthrown, he would have been in the end zone there. Let me rewind that last play there. That would be nice to have some serious. I mean, we're gonna have some serious speed on this team in our wide receiver core now. This kid's a burner, man. Very excited about this pick. and he's got good. I mean, let's see. Was I right about his height and weight? Because he seems a little bigger than.
Looks a bit bigger than the height you mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. So he's 5'10". Yeah, 5'10", 177. He looks bigger than that, doesn't he? In the film? Oh, you froze up. Oh, I gotta get a screenshot of that.
Yeah, I thought it looked a bit bigger. It looks a bit.
You froze up again, and I was trying to get.
What are you trying to do, man? You know, Dad. I'm not actually freezing up. It's just how I am in real life. And then I'll go again. That probably explains a lot of my woes in life.
Oh my god!
I mean, I used to work at like a printer's. This is years and years ago, 25 years ago, and my nickname was Slow Mo because I was that slow at doing my job. They just called me Slow Mo.
Oh man! Well, this guy is definitely not slow-mo. Let's get back to some more of these highlights of him. Squeegee's seeing him as a return special teamer.
Oh, like a return guy, right, cool.
Yeah, punt returner maybe. I could see that too.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing that we said.
What do you? Sorry, Dan.
I was done.
No, I'll just say what do you reckon they're going to do with Velus Jones? You know, the guy we picked up last year who couldn't seem to catch a brick.
Yeah, that's another thing we were talking about. Velus is probably going to be our kick returner now, and this kid could be our punt returner, I think.
Right.
And maybe he could be some insurance in case Mooney isn't doing well. Squeegee thinks Hester 2.0 with this kid. Maybe.
Oh wow.
Maybe. We definitely need somebody like that on this team again, don't we?
Oh, definitely. I think definitely that'll give us a really nice mix of wide receivers with different strengths as well. You know, and it'll make it harder for opposition's defense to figure out which man they should put on who. You know, if you've got a nice mixture, do a bit of motioning, get a guy in the slot. Because I just think it's just going to be so exciting if DJ Moore really sort of works in Chicago. You know what I mean? I'm just so hoping that Fields is going to have that same thing what the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback had last season when they traded for like a really good wide receiver for him. And I just thought that Fields is, that's going to be the same for Fields, really.
Yeah, this is what do we have here as our wide receiver group? We have DJ Moore, we have
Claypool.
the dude from we have Claypool, we have Mooney, we have EQ, right?
Velus Jones.
Yeah. Now we have this kid. They signed some UDFA. His name is Thyrick Pitt Jr. Triple R put his name up here earlier. He gave us his numbers here too. Where are they at? Thyrick Pitt is 6'3", 200 pounds, runs a 4.440, a 4.3940. So maybe that's number 7. Who else is there? Am I missing somebody?
I just keep thinking now. I don't think so. I mean, there was that guy we got from Kansas City, what never seemed to play at all last year. I don't know if he's still on the roster. I can't remember his name.
Oops, hold on a second. What am I doing here? There we go. Oh, they re-signed somebody too. So I don't know. This receiver room looks better to me. We'd be lucky if he was Hester 0.5.
I think we would.
Thank you, Nikhil, or Mr. Mayhem, Nikhil Harry. I think he's still on the team. Nice pickup anyway.
All right, yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's just. I mean, that the Kalari as well. That were a bit of a mystery next year, from last season anyway. Because when he actually played, like in every game, he'd make like a couple of really, really hard catches, and then they just seem to take him off in the same series. And I always thought, well, he looks like a guy who would be really good in the end zone because he's like a big, tall, solid guy. A lot of his like hard catches were like good. I was quite surprised that the lack of play he actually got, unless it was down to how he wanted.
There we go. I think I got it. I'm trying to get him when he freezes up. Trying to get a screenshot of him when he freezes up.
When I freeze up? That means I've got to try and make sure I look good all the time.
I think I just lost it. Damn it! Where'd it go?
When I freeze up, I usually when I do.
Are you froze up now?
No.
No, see, now you're fucking with me. I thought you were that time. So you were right. You do just freeze up on purpose. No, I do that on purpose.
Yeah. I do it on purpose, mate.
Oh man, that's. I have got to find that clip of you, man. It is absolutely freaking hilarious, man.
I must look appalling then if it's hilarious.
See, and you're still saying it was on the first night, right? That you were on the show.
I'm sure it was, but I'm sure I tried to come on before Jordan. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong, Dan, because it's 4 days. It's 4 days ago. My short-term memory don't really work very well anymore. So it could have been the night after. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Damn it. When you do 4 shows in a row, 4 marathons in a row that are 8 hours, you lose track of what show what was what. Because I have got to show you your
I thought you were just going to say you lose track of, you've lost, I thought you were going to say that you lose whole track of life, world, and what's going on in the universe. Because 8 hours long, when I saw it this morning, I woke up just to see, what you guys have been saying. I'm like, 8 hours, man, for fuck's sake, Dan.
For anybody that rewatches those, God bless you and thank you. I'm driving home for 12 hours tomorrow, so that's something that I would listen to if I wasn't have done this. I would listen to that. I'd be like, oh, thank God I can get through this. It's an 8-hour conversation about the Bears, But I don't know. Man, rewatching that's got to be brutal. But so moving on to the next pick for you, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Sewell. This is the guy that you were.
Yeah, I was quite sort of surprised that we took a linebacker actually in the draft, because obviously we got the guy from Philadelphia and we brought some other guys through free agency, and you got Jack Sanborn, the jackhammer. But yeah, that's why I was quite surprised that they picked a linebacker actually. What are your thoughts, Dan?
Well, it was funny because right around this time in the draft, it was right before the Tyler Scott pick. J2K says, "Don't be surprised if they start going special teams here, guys." And we're like, "What? Special teams right here? What was that? What round was that? In the 4th round? Special teams already?" He's like, "Yeah, they could be looking for a returner or blah blah blah." And then they go and get Tyler Scott, and then boom, the next pick they draft Noah Sewell, and we're like, fuck, I guess you were right. Because this guy seems to me like a special teamer. I mean, maybe he's a maybe he's a backup Will. I don't know. What do you think, Leo? What do you think, Mayhem? Squeegee, Steve? I'd like to know what you guys think about this because I'm there with you, Chris. Not sure about this guy.
Yeah. Don't you think that it's quite a high round to pick a guy just specifically to use him as a special teamer? Wouldn't that be something what he'd be wanting to do, like in the last couple of rounds, or maybe try and get an undrafted free agent or a free agent in? But I mean, they might have seen something in what we just don't know about, and feel like he can fit into their defensive scheme as well. Because we all know sort of Eberfluss like sort of fast guys, people who are good in space. So it might be down to that as well.
Yeah. I think that's pretty well said by you right there, because I think that's kind of the consensus of this. I mean, I was kind of the same thing with that. They could have gotten somebody like this a little bit later, I think. But do you know what's interesting is that he's Penny Sewell's brother, the Lions' defensive tackle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be interesting when they play each other.
Offensive tackle, sorry.
That could be interesting when they play against each other if you get on the pitch at the same time.
Yeah, if he's on the field at the same time, if he's on special teams, I don't see Penny Sewell blocking for him. Maybe he will. I guess Penny Sewell would play on special teams line, right?
I imagine so. Yeah, if he's not started.
Squeegee is saying, or Steve Phillips is saying, young linebacker talent is always welcome. Squeegee's saying he can play both Sam and Will. He's a nasty SOB. His hands are elite. And then Steve is saying developing linebackers is key to long-term success. They don't last long. So that's well said, guys.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
When the questions went around yesterday, the first thing when they said, what's your first thought of this? I said, I love that he's Samoan. Everyone was like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, well, Samoans are just strong. Like you're saying, he's a nasty SOB, Squeegee. They just have a strong core. They have just brute interior strength. I don't know. They're just built differently than other people, It's like,
yeah.
You see a lot.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I agree with that, Dan, because obviously the Samoa have got like a rugby team. They've got a rugby union team, so they play against England at rugby union, and their guys, even though that got maybe the skills as some of the players, some of the English players, but they're absolutely physically so big and agile for guys that size, and they've got such good speed, and it must be like a natural DNA makeup of where they come from, that area of where they've come from, really. And I mean, they've had quite a lot of sort of Samoans as defensive linemen playing really well in the NFL, and they just seem to be like big guys with really quick feet. That's what seems to be, a good trait from their background when they bring athletes through. So I love seeing them play.
Speed. That's what I see with this guy.
Yeah, big and fast. That's what they usually are at rugby.
Tell you what, he's not going to be wearing number 1.
Not a chance.
That's reserved for
not a chance unless he go. Unless he's going to go for the new fashionable 00 or 0 number, what they brought back to NFL.
That's going to be interesting to see who wears that, right?
I mean, that just makes me think of the old NFL films. I think they're like I think like one of the Oakland Raiders. This is like in the 60s. Used to wear 00, and I always remember seeing a picture of him. He had like helmet looked far too small for his head, and it all had big chunks out of it. It had like the 1960s face guard, and that's what always reminds me when I say he's wearing number 0.
Right. That's going to be crazy to see 0 being worn again. Hope he does wear 0. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I hope he turns into a nasty SOB.
Yeah, I do. I do, definitely.
What were you going to say?
I can't remember. It was nothing that important, I don't think. It was nothing funny or important.
Steve says 6'2", 246 is good size. Don't want to see him get any heavier though. Yeah, me either. There's another very interesting factor that we're seeing in some of these guys that they drafted is they all have a lot of tape blitzing. Both of the cornerbacks that they drafted have a lot of tape blitzing. So does this guy. So let's get down to the next guy drafted, which I think that's a corner.
Just before we move on, Nando, but isn't the scheme though what the Bears play? Isn't it like a scheme where they don't actually do a lot of blitzing in? And that's why you need such a good defensive line in that scheme to get the pressure on, because you're not really using the linebackers to blitz a lot. Am I thinking right there?
I'm not entirely sure what his scheme is. I was thinking that Flus is trying to run more of a. Well, we know that he likes to have his players on a rotation, his defensive line players on a rotation of like 65% snaps. Mm-hmm. So I think he wants to be able to have some versatility, or a lot of versatility, with playing players at different positions for matchups. And then you can blitz somebody like this Noah Sewell from the outside or from the inside, or you can do a cornerback blitz, which these cornerbacks are nasty with their speed that they drafted, and they're kind of exciting. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with the rest of these guys that we're about to talk about. So to answer your question, I think that they don't want to blitz as much as, let's say Vic Fangio's team did, but they might be moving that way if they can't get their defensive line right, because they have a strong secondary, right?
Yeah, I mean that was one thing what annoyed me last year is because our defensive line played so poor last year that they weren't getting any pressure. I just kept thinking, why don't you just change the scheme to fit the players' strengths, what you've got, rather than try to get players into a scheme what's not really using their strengths. That's what I thought a lot last year. That's why I was like a little bit down on the defensive coordinator. It's like, well, why don't you blitz more? Use your linebackers more for blitzing if you're not getting any pressure. I just didn't seem to do that. So hopefully bringing in these players might make that system more workable, what they want to use anyway.
And we sat and watched the press conference last night as it was live. And the first thing that they talked about was that Flus was saying he wanted Poles to get him players that fit the hits principle. And every one of these guys do. So, for example, we see that on tape. Noah Sewell is a hustler, and he finishes the plays. Everyone that we're looking at tape here are finishers, and they're hustlers, and they fit that mold. So they continued to build upon the foundation, and then boom, now you're just putting some trim on the roof line and stuff like that,
I mean, I've got to ask you this question, Dan, that it's a bit of a premature question to ask at this time of the year. But and I know what you're like about your projected wins for the Bears are like from last season. You're 11-6. What would make you happy? What result? Say at the end of next season? What win and loss ratio would you be happy with? Or would you? Or I'd rather say what you would be happy with. What shows an improvement compared to last year?
That's a good question. We know what teams that the Bears are playing this year. Well, we don't know the order, right? So, let me just look at let's just look at who they are playing this year. In 2023. Oh, Is it that can't be it? Oh no, it's 20. We're in 20. This is 2023. This can't be the right.
That's
Okay.
2017, isn't it?
Okay, so here's their opponents. Wait, they already have the schedule out?
No,
Is
it
this the
don't come out until the 15th of May.
Okay. Okay, so the Lions, obviously the Packers, obviously the. So we're playing. This can't be correct. This is not right.
I know we're definitely playing the Raiders at one point.
So they already have the schedule out, it looks like. It says right here they're playing. This
Really?
is the Chicago Bears 2023 opponents. Home versus the Lions, home versus the Packers, home versus. They just don't have
All
the
right.
order.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so they just don't
that
have the
might be what's coming out then next month.
Okay. So, all right. So they're playing the Broncos at home. They're playing the Falcons at home. They're playing the Panthers at home. The Raiders at home. The Cardinals at home. Then, of course, the Lions and Vikings and Packers. So, of those teams, I'm going to say that we can beat Green Bay. That's one win. The Lions are another win. I'll give the Vikings at home a win. I'll give the Panthers at home a win. That's 4. I'm going to give the Falcons at home a win. That's 5 because that they're working on a young quarterback, right? The Raiders and the Cowboys or the Broncos, I'm not sure about. So I'll just call those losses for now. Okay. So that's 5 wins. So Kansas City, I don't think we can beat them. So the Chargers, I'm not sure. I think we'll beat the Buccaneers. So that's 1. That's 6 wins. I think we'll beat the Commanders at 7. I think we'll beat the Packers. So that's 8. I think we're going to beat the fucking Lions too. Fuck those guys. We might lose to the Vikings at home. I think we'll beat. So that's 9. Fuck, I'm only at 9. Okay, so I think we can beat the. That would be saying that we're undefeated away. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna go 11-6 again. Fuck it.
Yes.
No,
yeah. 11-6 every year, brother. That's what I like to hear. I have to admit, Dan, that last year was quite amusing. Like, you know, like you started off with the season 11-6, and then we got halfway through the season. You were still believing, man. And then when we got to sort of like week 10, you just went, "Oh, fuck it, we'll never get to 11 wins."
We had 10 losses. I'm like, we can still go 11-6, guys.
We can still do it, baby. We can just believe.
We can go on a run. It's happened before.
We can win the last 8 games in a row. And it would have scared every week. It would have diminishing your record. It would have like poo-pooing on your record every week.
Can you imagine how awesome if it would have been if we would have had 10 losses and then we would have won the next game and I could have gone, there's still hope, right? And then we would have won the next game. There's still hope. We win the next game. There's still hope. Everyone would have been like, holy shit, maybe he's onto something.
Yes.
That's why you can't give up hope, man.
I mean, I'd be quite happy. I'd just be quite happy with anything over 500. I think that'd make me happy. From winning only 3 games, say if we win I don't know, 9 games or around 8 games, something like that. I think that'd be a nice sort of step forward. So I don't think we're Super Bowl quite ready yet by any means. So I think that'll be like not next year, year after, hopefully, if they keep being managed as well as they are. So yeah, I'm thinking anything over 500 next year, I think that'd be class of success in my book.
You're so pessimistic, Chris.
Well, it's just it's the Englishman in me, you know what I mean? We're very cynical about everything, you know what I mean? So like that's how we are, the English. We're so cynical. That's one of the things I love is like you're out looking like I come that time. You know, last time me and you were just chatting, and we were just on about life and how you approach things, and how you approach things was so American, like so like positive, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Where if that's English, we're like, I don't know about that. I don't think we can do that, and oh no. So like we're so much more sort of cynical than you guys are, and the positiveness of you guys, that's something that's always eluded me to liking American I've ever met, because you just come over as like positive people, like, and you also like you got an idea in your head where we're a bit more pessimistic, we're a bit more cynical really, and a bit more like
Steve Phillips says you're my parallel universe, which is true. That's why we become friends. It's like we're almost the same age. You know, you became a fan of the Bears because of '85. So did I. I was 10.
Yeah.
You were like 10, 11 or something. I mean, and
11,
that's what endeared me to you, because I asked you on the very first. You were on like the second show I ever did on this channel, and I asked you about what made the NFL over there, and it was the Bears. The '85 Bears, they started basically the love of the NFL over in Europe. And that is just amazing, because they pretty much started the NFL here, and then they did it over there just with one team. One team that took the world by storm, made you a fan, and you're sitting here today talking with me from 5,000 miles away. It's fucking awesome, man. I love it.
It's awesome, isn't it? And that's when you start thinking about, stars collide and how the universe works. Just imagine like somebody gone to like you, Dan, and you're like 10-year-old Dan in the mid-80s going, well, do you know, like in about 36 years time, you're going to be spending your Sunday afternoon talking to a short, middle-aged, dim-witted Yorkshire guy about the Chicago Bears? You just wouldn't believe it, would you?
I didn't know you were short.
Yeah, I'm fucking short, mate. 5'8", you bastard. I was tall at 14. I've never got any higher.
That one went right over your head. You said all this shit about yourself, and I just went, oh, I didn't know you were short. Oh man, no, I mean, to your point about how you're negative over there. Is your weather similar to Chicago, or is it worse? Do you have like 3 good months out of the year and the rest are shit? Or are you more like Canada where?
No. We're not more sort of like, I'd say, we're sort of like probably a mild version of Chicago, really. I mean, we do have weather. Like, we have like, I know, like, I could mean you were chatting about autumn. You said how you miss it down in Georgia because, you're further down south and you don't get the nip in the air and them clear autumn sort of, crisp days. And we do get the seasons properly over here. And also, as well, in England, if you live on the west side, that's where all the weather comes in. So that comes in from America over the Atlantic. So they get more rain than we do on the east side, because there's like, I won't cut the like mountains, but it's sort of like moorland called the Pennines. That sort of breaks up the rain cycle. So we're like a bit drier over the east side. But yeah, the only trouble with our country is we have a lot of like grey days. A lot of days where it's just grey cloud like it is today. We seem to have a lot of them, but we and also as well if we have like half an inch of snow, the whole country on the line. It's ridiculous. But we do get weather, we do get the seasons, which I like. So maybe that's why I like how we are. We're just sort of cynical and. I mean, people say it always rains all the time in England. It doesn't all, man. That's a fallacy. That's a massive fallacy. But it's just the English way, really. I think it's just in the culture, really. You know what I mean? Now, we had the class system still quite a thing over here, and I think really that people. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's just in our psyche, really. That we're just a bit more sort of laid back, a bit more like the difference between. I'd say the difference between us and you guys is like if you have like a British audience and an American audience, like like if it's a chat show and somebody walks on and it's an American audience, you get people like whooping, like going woo 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 and all this sort of thing. We don't do that over here. We'll just give them a clap. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference between us. That's like you guys will just go for it and enjoy the moment where we're like being a bit more sort of cynical and a bit more embarrassed and a bit more sort of that way. So that's the main differences, like culturally how people come over from our two fantastic countries.
You're more proper. You're more proper.
Well, I just yeah. Well, you just got to act with some decorum, old boy. You know what I mean? Act with some decorum. Yeah. And we just like to do things in the right way, and I like to be quite methodical and not blow your trumpet too much and all that sort of thing. And but it is slowly changing over time. But it was definitely more like that when I was a kid. Like today, it's everywhere, every country just seems to be very similar in how they act. Culturally, everything seems to be quite similar since we had the internet. So, but yeah, that's why I've always loved America itself, because it just comes over as like a very positive place, and the old American dream that you can, if you try hard enough, you can make it, and all that. We don't really have that sort of ethos over here, because we're just like, go on, Dad.
It's kind of to your point. It's like when we left, when we like branched off from over there and we came over here, we were like, woo, and we came up, we're gonna do everything over here, So that's just where the cultural difference came from between the two of that, I guess, and I can understand that.
And also as well, because like obviously sorry, Dad, but the thing is, we got our own back by sending you James Corden. That's how we got our own back on you.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, he's a wanker.
Not only that, but you've given us quite a few. There's quite a few of them that have taken over our night shows. Leo Fector is saying the best QB in our division is Kirk Cousins.
Fuck off! Come on, Leo, man. You're the man. You're the man of knowledge. You can't be saying that.
Steve Phillips says if I was starting a team, it would be with Fields. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayhem hates.
I mean, I give Kirk Cousins probably the most over. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but I just think he's just been paid too much throughout his career. So his level's been set really high up because due to his high contract. And but the thing is, that's the only downside I think about our game is that the quarterback is such a big part of the game, and if you have a quarterback sucks, it just affects everything. Which is it's just a downside that there's one person has so much sort of, I'm trying to think of the word, not impression, but so much impact on the rest of the team. Do you know what I mean? Regarding other positions.
And the NFL, he reset the market dramatically for a quarterback signing as a free agent, because he was changing teams and they wanted to pay him to get him to come there. So that just immediately, the next contract was Jimmy Garoppolo, and then he had to make more than that. And now you have two mediocre quarterbacks making more money than Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers has to, be a little diva bitch and say, I want more money than that. And now he has to reset the market to make more than them. And then boom, now 5 years down the road, the Bears are going to have to pay Justin Fields a lot more money than they would have had to pay him per se had Kirk Cousins just fucked off and not done that. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, and I think as well, I think as well that the Deshaun Watson contract as well has really screwed it up, screwed the sort of market for quarterbacks, how much to get paid, and also also as well with the Baltimore Ravens quarterback re-signing as well for you know, for that massive contract. That when it comes to Fields, and this is like when hopefully his work is working out and his RQB, God knows how much you're gonna have to pay him. It'll be I couldn't even put a figure on it at the moment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's getting out of control in that regard. Well, let's move on because we're getting a little long here in the tooth. But the next cornerback that we drafted, Terrell Smith, you probably don't know much about him, right? I am assuming you don't because I didn't.
No, the only thing I know is that he's from Minnesota. And that's about it.
Yeah, 6'1", 204. I think he runs a 4.4 40 as well. Let's take a look. I wanted to show you some of his tape because I want to before we end the show, I wanted to show you some of the interview with the second to last pick that we picked up. So let's just pull up. I want to show you some. There's a lot of cornerback blitzing that you're seeing from this kid.
All right, cool.
This Terrell Smith. He's kind of lanky and fast. In this video, show a lot of. Let's see, where is he here? So he's quick, closing speed. And there's some clips on here later about him. Let's see. I think the next one is a cornerback blitz, it might be. No, not this one. Just playing on the ball. Let's see. There's one of these. That's a corner. There's a few sweet cornerback blitzes in here, man. That's just him playing the run well. Number 4. And let's see. This might be the cornerback blitz. No, that's not. It just kind of shows him after an interception, ball in his hand. And where's the cornerback blitz, man? No, not there. It's coming up here. It should be one of these plays here soon. But I remember. I think it was this clip. Yeah, I think it's this one. Nope, wrong again. But still, a nice play on the ball there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Great body control.
Yeah, you can see he's got. Let's click that out. Bring it back here. Now you can see. Yeah, it's got nice size for a cornerback. Playing the run here well. Where's the cornerback blitz, man? I know I saw a cornerback blitz in here. Must be this one.
And he comes from the university with a great name, the Golden Gophers. What a great name.
And this has got to be it. This has got to be it.
Come on, Dan.
There we go. There we go. Cornerback blitz. I think the next play is a cornerback blitz too. But here's just a replay of it. And I think Poles kind of alluded to some of that, or Flus did, alluded to some of the things they're going to be able to do with him in regards to this.
Cool.
Here he is again doing it. So, excellent quality player, hustler, good depth at the very least. Maybe somebody that could become a starter. I don't know. Maybe
it looks like
safety one day.
Yeah, I mean he's got the size to play safety, hasn't he? Really. But yeah, I mean that clip that you showed where he got the interception in the end zone, that was great body control not to go out of bounds, and Yeah, and it's another body of competition, isn't it? Really, I like I want every place to have the ultimate competition for each place, so so they do get the right player to start. And yeah, I mean, how do you feel? The draft's now finished, Dan. How do you feel about the Bears? Do you feel like they've improved the squad, or do you think like they could have done a bit more in certain areas, or are you sort of just like sort of thinking, well, this is like a part of the bigger picture, like give it maybe another draft's worth, and then see what it could be like in another year's time or 2 years' time?
Yeah, I think that the guys that they got they're all hustling their asses off. They're all playing to the ball. They're all playing past the snap. They're all they all seem to fit the culture and the what we're trying to do here with this team. As far as I hate saying the hits principle, but they seem to fit the hits principle and the culture of the Bears. And they're adding depth, quality. The more guys that you have that buy into that principle, right? If everyone's buying into that, and it's not like I'm repeating flus, but it's true. The more guys that you have hustling their asses off on every fucking play, you're going to start to get to the cream of the crop. And the cream is going to be some good cream, right? You're going to have a good team. That's how you build a good team. I'm excited with what they have done in this draft. It's never what anybody thinks. It's not always what everybody wants it to be. A lot of people were upset we passed on at a you've heard that guy, AA, Atabore. I said I'm not going to order his name unless he's a Bear. So players that Tui Lopo, people, I know a lot of guys wanted players like that, but in the end, the Bears are the ones doing all this research. They're the ones that know what fits what this team needs, and they're the ones that know what fits the hits principle and what is going to work moving forward. Taurine, man, good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Taurine, man.
We're doing a little special here on BCP with Chris Watts because, I need to promote his GoFundMe more. We're over 500. We're trying to get a goal of 3,000 so we can get his ass to Chicago to see a game, hopefully soon. Hopefully we can reach our goals soon because the schedule is coming out, and we're gonna have to figure out what game you're coming to. So, thanks for joining us, Taurine.
I'm thinking, Danny, really sort of. I really want to get it sorted out by sort of end of May at the latest. So I just want to get my ticket, my plane ticket sorted out as early as possible. The visas and all that, and then that once I know it's like it's all sorted, then I can just relax and sort of get excited, because to me this is like a trip of a lifetime, man. I mean, I've been to America before, but it's many years ago. But this is like it's like somebody going to Mecca, or going to the Holy Land. That's what it feels like to me. Going to see a Bears game at home, and it's like 30. Been nearly 40 years, this is like nearly 40 years of waiting to do this. So it's just going to be such a blast, man. We're just going to have such a good time, and it's like I mentioned it before, Danny, but I want to take you and Kitty to Dicta's restaurant as a thank you for you doing all this, and we're just going to have such a good time. And and if I get a chance to meet people who watches on the Barroom Network, that'd be awesome as well, and meeting up with everybody. And it's just, I mean, it's definitely happening, because we don't need to raise $3,000. 500 is probably going to pay for half of my flight over anyway. So, but it's just going to be awesome. And I think once I get my tickets in and all that, and the passport's sorted out, and then it becomes real then. And then I can just look forward to it. And but we do need to sort out which game we want to go and see as soon as the release, because I just want to get things paid for and everything sorted then. And then it's just a matter of just looking forward to the occasion then.
Absolutely, man. And once we get all this figured out, and like you said, the Mecca, like the fact that this is like it's going to happen. We're pretty much to the point where we know
it's happening, mate. It's happening, yeah.
just we'd like to get as much as we can just to help you out with that as much.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
this is an expensive trip to come here. I couldn't even imagine what it would. The thought of me trying to even think of flying out there to see a football game with you, like that just would. I'd be like, holy shit, that's incredible. That's a lot to process. So this is gonna be amazing once we get all this straightened out, get you out here, and go to this game, man. I'm excited.
It's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be all. I just can't wait. I mean, literally, I think it's going to be a bit of a life-changing moment for me, this trip. I really do. And yeah, it's just going to be get a chance to meet people face to face, and hang around with you, Dan. We're just going to have such a good laugh, and we're going to get so stoned at some point and pissed as well.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be so funny. And yeah, it's just not something to look forward to, really. I don't have many things to look forward to in my life. So one of these things, it's a big thing, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to it too, man. That's why I started just thinking about this and dreaming it up, and I'm like, just one night I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. Let's just see what happens. And here we are. We're with the gracious help of everybody, we're over 500. So this is this is gonna be big, man.
I mean, so I just want to say, sorry, Dan. It just went in, and I don't quite understand why people want to put money towards little me. I don't get it, but I'm very, very, very humbled and very appreciative of anybody who just put like 50 cent in. It doesn't matter. It's just the thought what's there, and I'm so appreciative of Dan doing this in the first place. It makes you feel good, man. It makes you feel good about yourself and myself. And yeah, it's going to be fucking awesome. I just can't wait.
It's fucking great, man. And Steve Phillips, who's here in chat, he's my cousin, so you're gonna get to meet him as well. And we're gonna have you. You can stay with us for a little bit. Swifty's on. Swifty, go right there on the bottom. Chris Watts GoFundMe, right there. You can donate to the Chris Watts GoFundMe right there, buddy. Let me read it for people that are listening to this on audio podcast. It is https : anyway, no, it's GoFundMe or GoFund. Hold on, let me fucking start that over again.
You've been doing too many podcasts, mate, recently. You can tell your brain's slowly frying up.
Okay, let me read it for you. GoFund.me/322A167D, letter D as in dog. God, I'll read that one more time. GoFund.me/322A as in apple, 167D as in dog. And you can donate to the Chris Watts GoFundMe account to get him to Chicago to see a game. All right, let me type it here for you. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the chat for you guys. There you go. And I know I keep fucking it up. It's Taurine. No, it's 3 syllables. It's Taurine. Fuck. Can you do that again? Can you say how to pronounce it again? Because I'm sick. I don't like calling you Taurine because I'm pronouncing it wrong.
I thought, all right, I've always called him Taurine.
I'm too slow, Swifty. Do I need to read that faster? GoFund.me/322A167D. That's GoFund.me damn it. GoFund.me/322A167D. D-Tub is good.
That does sound like one of them adverts, like personal injuries. If you've got an injury, call this. That's what you sounded like then.
If you want to donate to Chris Watts GoFundMe, that's gofund.me/322A167D. That's gofund.me/322A167D.
Awesome.
Chris, before we oh wow, Squeegee says I put in 50. I'll make it 100 if someone matches me. I'm gonna be matching that at least. I'm waiting until we get to the end to match, but I'm putting in at least 100. So
man, you don't have to do that much. I was gonna say, man, people don't have to go that crazy. That's a lot of money, man.
Oh, dude, it's.
Then again, I am worth it.
You are.
What am I on about?
It's $100. That's like
about 60, 70. It's about 60 quid over here. 70 quid.
That's like a 4-layer circuit board for me, dude. I can make that in 45 minutes. Swifty can make that in 18 fucking seconds on his channel.
Yeah, of all the views.
Dude, Swifty's channel is impossible to even chat on. It's just like it looks like a waterfall going upside down. It's just like what?
I can imagine.
Point? Then you see $50, $50, $100, $50, $20, $10, $50, $100, $50, $10. It's like holy shit, Swifty. He's getting a Ferrari soon. He does a good job.
He does a good job. That lad does. He does a very good job.
There's a reason why people donate like that, because it takes time to do this shit, man. It doesn't just happen. It takes time. Time. So Swifty, you've been killing it over there. And Swifty, thank you so much for, Swifty's been bringing all of his viewers over to BCP after his shows, and we've been kicking it with them, doing after parties and shit after the draft. It's been a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you so much, Swifty. So Squeegee says bet done. So he's putting in another 50. Dude, that means we're over 100 or over 600 then. We're getting close, man.
Yes. I can smell that. I can smell that Italian beef from here, mate.
Oh, yes, you can. What'll be nice is, because I'll come have you stay with me for a while. Oh, sweet. Taurine just gave you $50. Nice, Taurine. Thank you. Taurine,
cheers, mate.
You did donate.
Thanks a lot.
When we had the first open mic night that we did on the barroom, you donated some money to Chris then as well. So thank you for that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, much appreciated, mate.
Much appreciated.
Brilliant.
When you're in town and you're staying with us for a bit, because I know you want to probably stay with Aldo and you talk maybe staying in the city for a bit. When you're staying up north with us, it'd be cool to do a podcast with you, so we don't have any delay.
Yeah.
Just sit side by side and do a show together.
Yeah.
That'd be
awesome, mate. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's just going to be awesome, man. It's just going to be awesome just to have a chance to spend a bit of time with you, Dan. I just know we're just going to have such a good time, and it'd be so nice to meet Kitty and your family and everything like that. And it's just going to be a blast, man. And there'll be no doubts there'll be some video clips of it being put on somewhere. So there'll be something there to amuse the masses. It's probably me being dragged away by some policemen in handcuffs. That'll probably be it. Call the British Embassy.
Oh man, they'll try to remove your hat.
No, I'm a good boy.
Those wigs that's just connected to the hair. They'd be like, oh.
Yeah, it does look a bit like that, doesn't it? I was debating about getting the barnet cut off, but I don't know. I might lose all my strength like Samson.
True. Somebody had asked a question about a jersey or something earlier in here. I wanted to ask you. I forgot where it was. Asked if you had a Bears jersey.
Oh yeah, I've got a few. Chris,
do you have or can you get a Bears jersey? Oh, you do. Okay.
Oh yeah. I've got loads. I've got a Walter one. I've got like a one what I got off eBay was actually one what I bought when I was 13. It was like one what you could buy over here. I've got a Fields one. I just get them off eBay. Try and do it as cheap as possible, really. But you can buy them over here, but it is cheaper online to buy them.
You just have to wait like 3 months for it to come from China. If you order a jersey.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Chinese ones are like 20, 25 quid. It's probably like about $30 to you guys. I've got a few Chinese ones. I've got a Joe Montana one. I ain't got Score Bears. I've got a Joe Montana one and a Lawrence Taylor top as well. Because Joe Montana's always been one of my favourite players.
Me too. I know. I always loved Joe Montana. Montana Royce was something special.
Always loved him, man.
Until it was against us in the championship game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was in the 80s. It was like the Bears and the 49ers for the... Well, it was like us. There were like 4 teams in NFC, wasn't it, really? Like Washington, 49ers, Bears and Giants. They were like the strong team, NFC teams in the 80s. So I'm always a big fan of 49ers. My late uncle, he was a 49ers fan. He was the first person I ever knew got into American football. So I've always had a soft spot for 49ers.
Oh, that's it. Fuck you, Chris. I guess I'm doing the show by myself now. Yeah, you know. There's no
Hey, I was just going to say, but at least I didn't tell you that I used to be a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, that's true. You just have an affinity for the Niners. You didn't used to be a Niners fan, right?
No, I've always been a Bears fan, but I always enjoyed watching the 49ers, especially over that period of time where they were so entertaining to watch. And I actually saw them live. At Wembley Stadium in 1987. They played the Miami Dolphins in a pre-season game. So I actually got to see Joe Montana and I got to see Dan Marino from the Dolphins. That was like the first ever NFL game I went to, even though it was just a pre-season game. And it was awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I've always liked that connection when I was a kid. I've always liked Montana. I remember I would go to this card shop and they would have just stacks of cards for sale, football cards for sale for like $2. And I remember it was probably about that thick and they were in a clear plastic, wrapping. And I had like 4 pristine Joe Montanas. I had like 4 pristine Lawrence Taylor rookie cards, I'm saying. I had because I would just go there and buy a bunch of them for $2 and I'd have 3, 4 of each of all these great cards now that are worth hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of dollars. And I took and traded a lot of them in to get a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book #1. What an idiot.
Yeah, but that must be quite rare though, isn't it? That Teenage Mutant cartoon must be quite a rarity, isn't it?
Yeah, because I had like 2 through 20, all the way up to the most recent, but I didn't have 1. So I ended up selling the farm to get that 1, and then I ended up trading a really good card that I had to get a Joe Montana back. It's in okay condition, just so I could have it, just because I missed it being in my collection. But yeah. That was the card I always wanted when I was a kid, or I had a bunch, and then I wanted it back when I got rid of it.
What we had was when we were younger, we didn't have cards. We had like stickers. They looked like playing cards, like cards you get like a baseball card, but there were stickers, and they used to like bring out like an album. So you just used to like soccer. So you'd have like the World Cup. You'd have like a Panini. Like album where you put all the stickers in, and then you'd fill up the whole sort of book up. And they used to do that for like Star Wars films and anything like that, like Superman films and anything like that. So we used to like do swaps and stuff at the playground and all that sort of thing. So yeah, we didn't have like the playing cards like you had over in the States, but we had like stickers.
Huh, no kidding, there was stickers.
Yeah.
I think ours. No, they didn't come with stickers. They came with gum. Yeah.
Well, I've actually got like a really old pack of Return of the Jedi cards. What's still got the piece of gum in what my mate brought me back from his honeymoon when he were in Hollywood years and years ago. I keep thinking, man, that piece of chewing gum, I wouldn't. Not these days.
No, it was chalky and it just crumbled up in your mouth into pieces,
Yeah.
and you never turned into gum.
Yeah, and you're talking. This gum's probably been going since like 1983 when the film come out. So it might be like a bit psychedelic or something. I don't know, but probably not.
Chris, Joe Treviso says another idea to raise money for Chris is if we donate Bears memorabilia and auction it off. I'm trying to think how that would work.
I mean, I don't really get anything like that, really, personally.
How would that work? I have to have people donate memorabilia. I'll tell you what, here's how we need to get people to donate. Here's how I can really make this work. Get as many people as you can to subscribe to BCP, like Swifty has done. Man, Swifty has killed it in the last. Swifty gave me like 25 subscribers in the last 3 nights
Awesome.
or more. So thank you, Swifty. We're over 600 now. If we can get to 1,000 and monetize this channel, I can do super chats for them. That's what I would love to do. Is if I could do that, I'd just be doing super chats and just donating everything to you. I wouldn't even do a GoFundMe, because you know why? Well, I don't know if they take money out of super chat, but for every donation in the GoFundMe, they take like a percentage out because
I remember you saying, yeah,
it has to get transferred to my bank, so then I have to transfer it into my savings and mark it GoFundMe. But I lose. For like a $50 donation, it's like $48.25. That gets.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, that they put into my bank account. So it's like, fuck you, man.
Well, that's quite a high percentage to say. The idea is like it's supposed to be for like charity and people doing things like we're doing with it. I'm quite surprised. I know it might not sound much like $1.50 or whatever, but it all adds up, doesn't it? If that's every transaction, it's that must be how they make the money, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. My fear was that I'm glad at least to know that that's the case, because my fear was if the number wasn't reached, that they would take it all back, and then I'm like, what? I'm supposed to give you but no, they don't. So either way, if we didn't make it and you couldn't make it to the States, I would have just given you that money because it's yours. It's donated to you, but it wouldn't have been if it was $200. You would have gotten $197.75 or something. So, but it looks like we're on the way to our goal here.
Definitely.
I mean, to our goal of at least getting you here. So that's all that really matters is get you here to a game.
Yeah, getting here and just because I've been looking like I say, I can spend some time with you, Dan, and and I could probably stay over outdoors for a night, and then I'm thinking about having. I'm probably thinking about having like at least 10 days over, really, because then it'll give me time to do to see everybody and do it right, really. So it's too far to go and too much of a big thing just to do it in 5 days. I want to do at least 10 days of it, and so I can do it properly and see everybody and not rush about, really, because I'm a very, very lazy man.
So lazy, looking at videotape is too much. but picking up a notepad and writing down 55 things for today's show. No, it's seriously. Before we get out of here, I wanted to show you the last couple of picks that we had. They didn't really have any tape on them, but what I wanted to show you, Chris, was just this is Travis Bell. This is the second to last pick. This is our third defensive tackle of the game. I want you to just listen to him talk and listen to this kid has played many positions, so he's very athletic. And just kind of listen to how he feels about being a Bear and how he feels about being drafted by the Bears. Oh, wait, I have to play that differently. Hold on a second. I have to remove that. I have to present this so you can hear it, because this doesn't have, that one didn't have sound. Let's see. All right.
Ever drafted from your school? Hi, Travis. Congratulations. So what does it mean to you to be the first player ever drafted from your school?
Man, it means a lot to me. That's That's everything you can ask for a guy like me, man. That was most definitely a part of the goal. But I really just wanted the opportunity, however it came.
So where do you play along the defensive line? Do you play a lot of nose tackle? Like, what have the Bears told you, just maybe of your conversations with them, where you might project here?
They see me at nose tackle 3 technique. Yep, playing in that inside, the interior D lineman.
Alex Shapiro.
Hey, Travis, congrats. What do you think your best traits are as a defensive lineman?
I would have to say explosiveness, penetration, just being disruptive when it comes to, run games, things of that nature.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but, a lot of these top draft outlets, a lot of them don't have you on their board at all. EFF, ESPN, et cetera. Is that something that you noticed? And if so, like, how do you react to that, not seeing your name out there?
That's something I try not to pay attention to, man. I just try to control what I can control, man. Don't get myself caught up in anything like that.
All right. Thanks, Travis.
Yes, sir.
Dan Reeder.
Travis, how would you kind of describe the pre-draft process for you? And as it relates to the Bears, what was the extent of your interaction with them?
I got a lot of love from the Bears, man. Regarding the pre-draft process, I was really, I was worried, man. I was just worried about just getting the opportunity to just come in and, be able to, go against those top guys, top caliber guys, so I could prove myself. And now that I got the opportunity, man, it's no worries, not any more worrying going on around here, man.
Did the Bears work you out at your school, or what was the extent of where you met with them?
No, sir, I didn't work out with them. It was just a visit.
Mark Potash.
Hey, Travis, I think like Alex said, there aren't a lot of scouting reports on you. So can you give us a scouting report on yourself? What kind of player are you? What are your, what kind of makes you go? What makes you tick? What's the best way to describe yourself as a player?
Man, I'm self-driven, man. I'm a nasty guy. I'm a hard worker. The work ethic is out the roof. I'm a physical guy. Point of attack, I'm physical. And I got a motor, man. Y'all should expect to see me, running sideline to sideline.
With with the competition, the level you played at, what tells you can play at the NFL? Was there any game, any moment where you realized that you could play at the NFL level?
Honestly, it got to the point, man, where it was just like the film sessions after the game, man, I was getting excluded because, it just was a high standard for me. My coaches and my teammates felt like the things I was doing, I was supposed to be doing. So when I got that Cincinnati game and I was able to, get a high caliber team under my belt, and it made me like realize that, I can most definitely do something at the next level.
Thanks.
John Hammond.
Travis, congrats first of all, and where are you watching the draft and with who and what was it like when you got that call for you?
Well, I'm at home with my girlfriend at the moment and we was watching the draft, man. I got that call and my heart dropped, man. So I ain't do nothing but start crying, man. I had to clean my face to, talk to you guys. So yeah, it was an exciting moment. I'm here with just me and my girl and in South Georgia.
Were you surprised when you got that call?
Yeah, most definitely. I was surprised because things started kind of looking ugly towards the end. I was really just worried about getting a call after the draft, honestly. So once I got that call, man, I was excited, man. I couldn't hold it back.
Dan Reeder.
Travis, who was it that called?
Ryan Poles, man, my guy.
What did you say back to him once he gets you on the horn?
I don't even think I could talk, man. I was too busy balling up, man. Just excited, man.
Read somewhere that Grady Jarrett is somebody that you kind of model your game off of. Can you talk to that a little bit? Yes,
sir. That's somebody, I looked up to. I feel like we have similar style, similar body type. And that's one guy I've seen dominate over the years. And and I feel like I can, mirror that type of player.
Alex Shapiro.
Hearing it that this was, an emotional moment for you, can you explain to us what this opportunity means to you to be drafted by the Chicago Bears?
Man, it means the world, man. Y'all see what school I came from. I worked my tail off to just get an opportunity, to get a chance to, just be in the mix. So it means a lot to me, man. I just plan on taking advantage of this opportunity.
Couple more, Dan Reeder.
Davis, now that you have this chance, what do you hope over the next 4 months to show Ryan Poles and this team that to keep them invested in you and have you around and make this team?
I just want to show him that he made the right decision, man. I plan on showing my physicality, my athleticism, my leadership skills. I plan on, just showing him that overall he made a good pick, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Travis. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you.
I like him, mate. I just love that kid's attitude. And I love how humble he is as well. And he's come from it sounds like he's come from a smaller school. So it sounds like he's had to fight for everything he's been given regarding the game. So, yeah, I mean, I'd rather have somebody of that attitude than say Jalen Carter attitude, to be honest with you. I just think, it's a guy what's absolutely, I don't know. It just seems to be like, I just love it when you get somebody from a small school gets a chance to play in the NFL. And I love it when it surprise people as well, and screw up people's drafts board. And yeah, I just think his attitude is absolutely amazing. And I just like how he's so down to earth, and you can tell he's still a bit sort of starstruck about it all and things like that. So I like his character so far, Dan.
Let's go through what chat's saying. Swifty's saying Poles loves athleticism. He's a big guy that can run, and we've learned that this weekend. He also says, if you big and can run and have length, you are a Poles guy, and that is exactly true. That we've seen that this weekend. And we have some other people. You can smack Steve for saying him when you see him in person. He seems slightly unsure of himself. But as Jeremy has pointed out, he's a small school kid that has never, he was just drafted in the NFL. Like, you'd be a little unsure too. And I couldn't find tape on this kid. You look at
right,
that what they had available for him on ESPN or for the draft. There wasn't even a picture of him. So, I mean, Kennesaw State, I think that says enough there. We got Leo Fector says, you guys remember when Bears played the Colts in 2020? It stood out how the Colts defense ran to the ball. We're going to have a twitchy D-line and a fast defense that can cover. We took 2 physical press cornerbacks. Yes, Swifty concurs with that. So, Steve, if you guys like him, I like him. Swifty found something.
Yeah,
I was thinking that. I was thinking that as I was typing that I couldn't find tape on him. I'm like, I bet you Swifty did. Where'd you find that, Swifty? Is it on YouTube or some other odd site like Huddle or something? I don't know. He could be on Huddle.
I mean, Swifty will probably know his inside leg measurement as well.
He probably knows his body fat percentage. Well, Chris, man, we're going on almost 2.5 hours here, so we should probably wrap this up here fairly soon.
Cool.
I can't wait to take the clip that I got of you so I can fix this.
Yeah, that's right, mate. You done one pissed me off. Now I'm giving you a proper beating.
Proper beating.
I have to get off here and go take the audio clip of you redoing that for me so I can redo that.
Redoing it. Oh, awesome, mate. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd just like to say, Dan, thanks for having us on this little impro show what we've brought together, and it's just been a joy to speak to you as usual. And I'd just like to tell everybody, just keep an eye out on the BCP notifications when we start our show together, reviewing the 85 Bears, and it'll be a lot of fun. There'll be a lot of football talk, but there'll be a lot of nonsense talk as well. So it'll be really, really funny and interesting. So when we do it, I hope all you guys give it a chance and watch it, and you'll love the footage, and you'll love the commentary, and just the laughs what you'll have with us.
Yeah, I hope so. It's there's going to be a little bit of a downtime coming up, and Swifty's going to be giving you guys everything you're going to need to know from there. And the barroom's going to be giving you stuff that you need to know from there, and so will we here on BCP. But there's going to be a day that we want to just take and just kind of have fun. And I think it would be fun. We both agreed, and I hope you guys do too. If we kind of play a game, kind of like I was pulling up the clips, we could kind of, I could probably avoid copyright issues by just playing a play. We can just kind of talk about it. I don't know. I would love to be able to have it playing while we're talking about it, like as if we were watching the game together, going, holy shit, because when you haven't watched a game for that long, and it's almost like watching it for the first time again, stuff that you don't remember, so hopefully it'll be fun hopefully people will enjoy that. We're going to find out, and we'll have fun doing that. I guess we'll probably do that live then, so people can enjoy it, and they can probably chime in with us. We're looking to we're looking to do this on a Saturday when there isn't any prime time Bears content going on the weeknights and stuff like that. So and if we don't get to it on a Saturday because of something comes up, there's no pressure for us. We're just doing this to have fun. And I don't know if we should probably do it. Do you want to go game by game, first game all the way to, or do you want to just do it game?
I'd do it game by game, then it gives us at least 16 weeks.
And we're going to run out of time, though, and it's going to be Bears season. We're going to be like, damn it, we had 3 games to go. We never got to the Super Bowl.
Well, maybe we'll have to double up the playoffs or something like that.
But it's going to get better from there, because what we're doing with this concept is it's going to take up several shows, many shows, to complete the process, but it'll be basically both of the last 2 Super Bowl teams that the Bears had. So we'll start with 85, and then we'll go to 2006, and we'll play those games, talking about them, and we'll just kind of go from there. After that's done, we'll have this Super Bowl winning team to then do another 20 episode series on that, right? That's the goal.
That's the goal, baby.
It's Swifty, after streaming like 20 hours and then watching 30 plus hours of tape, my eyes are red. I bet. I literally had the coffee pot with me here yesterday.
I'm not surprised. That's why I was so surprised that you wanted to do something today. I thought you'd all be completely zonked out. You've talked too much Bears and all that, but it's been a very pleasant way to spend the last couple of hours with you, mate. And just love that people are watching as well. And just like to say thanks to everybody in the chat, and people have helped to the GoFundMe as well. It's such a nice, humbling thing, and it's just great when you get all the people who do Bears content well sort of communicate like this. You know what I mean? And Swifty's one of the best ones to check his channel out, and so are we.
Absolutely. And many people that are on here right now are because of Swifty. And again, I can't thank you enough for that, Swifty. You the man. You're my boy. We're buddies now, man. We're friends for life, my friend. We started these two things similar, just months apart from each other, and the friendship that I've made with you, Swift, has been, and with Aldo and everyone from the barroom has been absolutely what makes this go, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. We appreciate everyone who supports BCP, everyone who supports Swifty, and of course the barroom. We are all allies and friends here together, and we're all trying to give you the endless amount of content that you want to see from the Bears, because when the Bears are good, you can't get enough. Just can't get enough.
Yeah.
And that we're on.
There's nothing like it.
I feel like we're on the cusp of becoming great.
Yeah, I do. For a long period of time as well, not just like the LA Rams did, a couple of years ago when they threw everything into that one season, with the trades and the draft or whatever. I think how they're building it up in Chicago, it's meant for long term rather than just a one season Super Bowl and that's it for next 40 odd years. So hopefully the times are changing better for the Bears and. We've got some of the best fans in the world, regardless of what sport you're into. Every Bears fan I've met through doing this have been absolutely amazing people. So let's hope we're seeing a bit of history now, and things are going to turn our way. And I just want to see Green Bay Packers be at the bottom of the division at the end of the year. That made me quite happy.
Me too, man. Me too. Looking forward to it. I mean, this is.
God bless you, Triple R as well.
Yeah, bless you, Triple R. That must have been awful having that thing come out of your nose, man. Yeah, that must have been awful. All right, so Raging Oracle said,
at least it wants something up your ass.
Raging Oracle says we need a YouTube barbecue event in Chicago. Make it happen in the suburbs, though, not in the city. Well, we're all. I'm from Lake County, so. Chris will be up in like the Woodstock area for a little bit, and then he'll be down in the Arlington Heights area for a little bit, and then maybe the city when he comes in. That's why I wanted to make the goal $3,000 for you, so that you could stay in a hotel in the city, downtown for a night or two, looking out above everything, and just take it all in, and not have to worry about spending your own money. Because, you're not rich. So we want this to really be about
that's quite right.
What we can do for you to have you not spend any of your money. You're willing to if you have to, but let's not make it.
Oh, no. I mean, obviously, but I mean, there's money there, what I can get hold of. So the main thing is that it's happening and it's going to happen. And it's just going to be a complete joy, and it would just be so great to meet everybody and get Soldiers Field, man. It's going to be quite emotional, I think, when I get Soldiers Field, But especially when I see like Walter Payton statue, because he like one of my heroes, when a kid growing up playing. And actually, quite funny because like just after the Bears won the Super Bowl in '85, there's like a series on British TV called Question of Sport, and it's been going for years and years. And I had Walter Payton on, and he was there. He had his Super Bowl ring on, and it really good because all these questions are all just like about the NFL. So I knew all them anyway. But it was so cool to have Walter Payton on, next like an English rugby player and a soccer player, and it was great. Awesome. So it's just going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. We know that for sure. It's cannot wait. When we get the schedule out, we'll know more, and that's when we can really start planning it. So I want to thank all you guys, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's been a grind. It's been a grind, Steve. Thank you, Leo. Leo says, good show, Shorty and Chris. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Spread the word. Spread the GoFundMe. GoFund.me/322A167D. That's GoFund.me/322A167D. I'm going to remember it by heart by now.
You are. You wake up in the morning a bit first thing what comes into your head, Dan.
Mr. Mayhem says, I enjoyed the show. Thank you, Mayhem. Thanks for joining us. And stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more of Chris and I in the future. I think we're probably going to do next Saturday. I'll be at home hanging out at my mom's, but we'll try to make it happen because it'll be early in the morning for me, so we can have it later in the day for you, so you're not doing it at fucking 2:00 in the morning. That's the point of this.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, that is true. It's just, I mean, I've missed a couple of shows recently as well by sleeping in. But, we'll work out, mate. And, we'll get us schedules together and whatever. So I think it'd be quite nice for people to have something for them to watch, you know, morning time over in the States or early afternoon. So we're going to have a blast, and I tell you, we're going to make people laugh and enjoy being a Chicago Bears fan.
Be a lot of that going on too, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Until then, we will all see you guys soon. Thank you all for hanging out with BCP these last 5 days. You guys are what makes this roll. Spread the word. Let's try to get BCP over 1,000 subscribers so we can get some super chats going to finish this GoFundMe off. In case we don't reach our goal. We got 2 goals here: GoFundMe and BCP to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
BCP to 1,000 subscribers first would help GoFundMe. So doesn't really matter what order it is, but it would help. So we will see you guys soon. Stay tuned for next Saturday with Chris and I. We're going to try to get that first game out of the 85 Bears. Should be fun. And again, thank you all for joining us in the last several days. I'm going to go crawl into a hole and go to sleep.
Yes. Yeah, you're just gonna collapse and not speak to anybody for about 2 weeks.
But now, the shitty part is now I have to go mow my lawn. I have to get my shit ready to drive 12 hours home tomorrow. So
yeah. So what time is it? About 3 o'clock in the afternoon where you are, Dan?
3 o'clock. Yep.
Yeah. It's 8 o'clock over here. So this is quite. It's quite sociable hours for me doing this. We're usually talking either, in the middle of the night or whatever. So, get them jobs done, mate. And I hope you have a good time back in Illinois and, catching up with your friends and your family and stuff. And have a safe drive, brother, as well.
Thanks, brother. I'll be sending you pictures when I'm there and
Cool.
kind of getting familiar where, some of the surroundings you'll be at. So we'll talk. We'll be talking soon. Until then, we will see all you guys. We'll see all you guys probably here back on BCP. I think we're going to do Thursday night at 9 p.m. To do the recap once we get all the UDFAs and some more press conferences and stuff done. Give me some time to drive home, get reset up, get ready for another show. And until then, we will see you guys next Thursday on BCP, next Saturday with Chris and I. Until then, ready, Chris? You want to do the Bears with me?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Bears.
Bears.